Well, we have a number of reports. That's in addition to the studio discussion here. And we'll take this very first one from Lagos.
If you're doubting the devastating effects of drugs on the wellness of any human, here is Hussaini. Apart from not looking his age of 28, his health has deteriorated over time. He's not the sole architect of his predicament, but exposure to a peer group at a slum accommodating more than 500 young people influenced his lifestyle. His condition will have worsened if not for the intervention of a non-governmental organization.
We realize that most of the youths there, they are abused with drugs, and they have people inside of that place too that sell these drugs for these victims.
Inshallah is another case of drug go wrong, as 18 out of more than 40 years of his existence have been ruined by addiction. In fact, he once contemplated suicide.
I lost everything. It's just like a last chance for me before God now help me.
There are stirring statistics behind substance abuse globally, with Nigeria's prevalence rate put at 14.4%, an indication that about 15 million people are under the drug age. The consequences are visible, especially now that there are new twists to substance abuse.
Do you think that the kidnapping, the killing and everything cannot be traced to them? The rate of crime will be traced to those things. When they joined the Boko Haram thing, they got to a camp and found cartons and cartons of tramadol. Anybody who sees another person and shoots him must be feared by something.
Although the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, in partnership with other security organizations, is intensifying seizure of drugs and other illicit substances. But experts say rehabilitation should equally receive same energy.
The rehabilitation center, especially Lagos State, I found that there is none that is owned by the Lagos State government.
One of the challenges is also accessibility. Ability for people to access these services, and if they can access it, how affordable. They can't go to the private individuals. How many of them can pay 400,000 in a month?
In private centers where you undergo, where you may be required to send your work there for treatment, they might be calling some millions of naira for you. For people who cannot afford it, so many of them end up on the streets, which is most unfortunate. So we are very focused on the angle of prevention. Put it to check before it becomes a problem.
One of the major factors of why we're not scoring success is stigma. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that my child has a drug problem because everybody was looking at them separately. Until we begin to change the paradigm and change our attitude towards it.
Respondents believe a society free of drugs must be pursued by the family unit, while agencies should strengthen measures that forbid consumption, especially in the